Hello, my name's Mark Reynolds from Blazon Web Marketing. Welcome to this short tutorial on how to add a user in Joomla 1.5. So you may be in a situation where you're the administrator of your website and a colleague needs to also log into the website, but they haven't got any login details. So they could of course use yours, but it's always better to have login details for each user. So we're on the main login screen at the moment, and you can see some shortcuts here. Now the user manager is where we'll be adding this user, so we'll click on that, and that takes us straight to the user manager. Now we will click on new, which is at the top right, and on most pages throughout Joomla, the Joomla admin section, we have the new button at the top right. So let's click. Okay, so let's use an example of Joe Blogs. That's his name. Username, it can be a number of things. In this example, we'll just use his name. Email address, joeblogs@hotmail.com. And then we're going to put in a password here. Now, using passwords, you will have seen and keep seeing lots and lots of stories and news about websites being targeted and hacked. And the number one thing you must do is to have secure passwords. The only secure password is the one that you can't remember. So if you don't already do this, you need to get into the habit of choosing completely random passwords for every account that you have for every website that you have an account for. You should have a random password, not one that you remember for each website. You know, not using just the same password for every website. Now you might think, well, how on earth am I going to remember a password for each website that I have an account with? Well, our advice is probably to use some piece of password management software. There are numerous ones out there to use. Some of the leaders in the industry are 1Password. So you can search in Google for that, or any other search engine. You can search for that. There'll be a fee for that, just to make you aware. There's also one called LastPass, and at the moment that is free to use. But basically you save, and it generates passwords for every website, and it's stored within the password system. So hopefully by using these, you'll then have a random string of letters or characters. So I'll paste that in. Okay, now make sure receive system emails is selected, it goes to yes. So that will mean that the person will get an email sent to them with the password in. Now, sending passwords via email is not the most secure thing, so if you do receive one, delete it straight away. If you feel that you don't want to send email to someone with a password in there, then keep that as no, and then you can always tell them face to face or get the password to them in some other manner. The users, you can also give various levels of privileges. So the main person who runs the whole website will be a super administrator, then an administrator below that, and a manager below that, and it keeps on going. So generally you'll just need to use administrator and manager, and that might reduce the number of menu items that appear, so just be aware of that. You don't really need to worry about anything on the right, but then if you want them to use a specific editor, so to edit text, then you can select it on the right here, but generally the defaults of your website will be fine. And there we have it really. You then click save, and the user will then receive an email if you've set it to be that. Otherwise, that's it. You have a new user set up. Thank you for listening to this tutorial from Blazing Web Marketing.